Good evening, everybody, and welcome to a slightly different Monday night thing-me, because we haven't got anything to do.
Jay.
We're not working on something, we're not playing anything, we're not, I don't think we're even gonna be, well, okay, ranting may happen, but it's not planned.
I mean, I don't know. I've just seen how big you did, in fact, make my face in the stream, and you ratbag.
Would you like me to make, it was the only way to make it, like, split evenly.
Well, I don't care.
Sorry,
Fuck you, even
even
split.
it out, Chris? Is this
Yes!
Yeah, okay, I'll set
Make me smaller! How dare you!
I can't make you smaller.
Can only make you bigger!
I have to make me bigger to even this out.
Okay, that's pretty funny.
I'm sorry.
I'll give you that.
There are limits.
It's fine, it's fine. Come on, let's do a hair off. Let's do a hair off.
No, you've got
Look at how
better
beautiful
hair
we
than me
are
right now.
I don't know about better. It's a horrible mess that I washed but didn't condition, so now it's just awful. This is the thing I would worry about when I had short hair. You could just wash your hair and it was fine, but now I have to condition my hair, or else it's just a tangly, straggly, naughty, horrible, shitty fucking mess.
I am very envious of your hair. And actually, that I think should bring us on to our subject matter, because we are talking about the year we just, because I am going home next week, and then the week after that is the day before New Year's Eve, so fuck streaming then. This is going to be our last stream of 2024. So...
Get the little flashcard up that just says, oh.
Fuck up, Graham. So we are doing the traditional thing of talking about the year we just had, and then we're going to talk about the year coming, because we do have ideas and plans that we've been hinting about and possibly directly mentioned in the last couple of streams. We are very bad at keeping secrets. At least our own.
I mean, I didn't think any of it was secret. I feel like that was my mistake.
Yeah, that was it.
I just opened my fucking mouth.
Yeah, because in the first video of ours from this year, it was just after I had cut my hair. And I had cut my hair very, very short. Which is now why
Which is how we're justifying that tortured segue.
Yes! I will torture as many segues as I fucking like, okay? I'll pull the goddamn wheels off.
Just lean into it more, that's the trick. That's the end of the segue jokes, I swear.
We started off this year pretty good, I think. We did sort of the second half of our City of Mist campaign. How do you feel about that, Chris?
Epic. I had my first ever character death, and it was beautiful. Having played TTRPGs now for, probably not the longest amount of time. I was brought into TTRPGs by a friend of mine, after I'd left university. I was a graduate at the point where I entered TTRPGs. So less than 10 years I've been playing TTRPGs.
Yeah, but I think you've been playing TTRPGs longer than I have.
I mean,
like,
I don't.
Like a little.
I don't know.
Maybe
I've aged it by like a year or something.
Something. So I've been playing TTRPGs for about 7 years.
So I'm maybe about 8 years.
I didn't play in. Okay, I played a couple of games of Lasers and Feelings in my first year of uni, but I didn't take to Dungeons and Dragons or anything else until second year.
Yeah, because I played Dragonlance initially, and my very first character, who started evil, then became the villain. Because, of course, for my very first character, I decided to play a lawful evil cleric. In what was ostensibly... Yes, Mr. Sparkle, acolyte of Raptor Jesus. It was a great time to be alive. I have to say, I had a whale of a time. But yeah, so that was the intro drug. And then played, X number of characters since. But mainly, not a huge range of systems, which I think is the thing that, I want to flesh out more in the coming year. Heavy spoilers.
What up?
So, yeah. Oh! Yo! Jacqueline Rosie!
How you doing?
So, I
Yeah,
love we're on the Euro.
What systems? Because you played D&D, Dragonlance being
Played
a setting
D&D.
within D&D, and you've played.
Yes, but it has like a micro game with like a kind of it has a D&D for babies type
Okay, so it's
structure.
yeah, sure.
Um,
I'll do that at the end of the stream.
Yeah.
And you played City of Mist.
Yes, I played City of Mist.
What else you played?
I played a little bit of Vampire the Masquerade, that Vary has run. And I did play something else. I joined a couple of games of things that never got off the ground. So like I built a character for a Starfinder campaign that never happened, and things like that. So that's and various one shots. I think probably most of what I've done actually is probably one shots.
One shot's the way.
So yeah, they're very fun.
They are.
Actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf is a great party game. All right. I tamed Shia LaBeouf with the soothing sounds of Enya, and that's still one of my proudest achievements in gaming.
I think it's one of your proudest achievements in life, Chris. You are very proud of that. You will bring it up at the drop of a hat.
That's because it's great.
Yeah, it's great. Soothing sounds of Enya.
Indeed. But I think have played a broader range of TTRPGs than I have.
Not by much. Because I've played Lasers and Feelings, which is like a one-page RPG. That's nice, and I ended up throwing Glaswegian space bees at somebody. That was me running it.
Excellent.
I've played shitloads of D&D 5th edition because that was the RPG that got its hooks into me, and I had my first character death way before you. I've had a few character deaths.
I mean, to be fair, I think I've mostly played like long campaigns. I feel like
my first character death was in a long campaign.
Yeah, but like, was it not a campaign that like ground through a lot of characters?
No, it did. It did at the it did towards the end. But mine was the first to go. Now,
I feel like your first character death was Ankylos.
It was, yeah. My big boy. My big boy. I was like.
Do you want to explain to everybody why he had to die?
So, Ankylos is the luckiest I've ever been in a TTRPG, and I still feel like I'm paying for the dice rolls because my DM was a little inexperienced. So what he did was he said for stats, just roll d20s. Let's go chaos. I shit you not. I rolled a nat 20 in strength, dexterity, constitution, and charisma. I got an 18 in wisdom and a 2 in intelligence. I have never been that lucky since. And
that still fills me with such joy.
Ankylos, I really enjoyed. I really liked him. I'm probably going to bring him back as an NPC in something. But I got really tired of playing a very stupid character. I got very exhausted of it, and I came to my DM and was like, "Hi, I kind of want to change character." And he's like, "Say no more. I have an idea." So what he did was like, "Okay, so you guys have been looking for these artifacts, and one of them is a crown. So we find this thing in this deep dungeon, and of course my dumbass goes, bonk, puts it on my head. It drills into my brain, and kills me instantly. And then the DM turns to me and is like, "Hey, I've put a new character sheet in your folder. Roll for initiative." And he let me play the boss fight. And he did actually ask me to kill another player, because this was sort of where I first experienced my issue with balance in D&D, was most of us were fairly newbies playing very narrative characters that we really enjoyed. And then this other guy joined slightly later. Great dude, really love him. He's a serious power gamer. As in, we need to find a 12-step program for power gamers.
Yeah.
And my DM was sitting there being like, please, this guy is... He had introduced a ruling because he was inexperienced that completely allowed this guy to break the action economy. Because he realized that when you got extra attack, that didn't mean you could cast an extra spell as a spellcaster.
Oh no, he let somebody cast 2-leveled spells in a turn?
No, he let someone cast Eldritch Blast twice as a single action. With the full beams. Yeah, 8 people.
I mean,
I did kill the guy. I landed on him.
Fair.
All 20 tons
So
of
many
angry
beams.
Cyclops just boom. Yeah, and then I got to play
beams.
I then got to play my second character, who was my deliberately non-horny rock and roll bard.
We're a fan of a deliberately non-horny bard.
Who also died.
Yes.
Dear Axel London, she died at the climax of the campaign. The final boss killed her. And he let me get off...
that's a good place to die.
Yeah, he let me get off one last sort of cool thing he let me do a ghost thing. Because I died before the end of the fight. And he was just like, you get one thing. And I'm like, inspiration! It was a good time. No, I've played a couple of systems now. Because I've done Losing Feelings, D&D. I played a very short, like 3-session campaign of Call of Cthulhu, during which I wet myself and I think I ate a shoe. I played a couple of sessions of Cyberpunk Red, which I didn't really get into. I don't think it was a good time for me at the time, because I do remember falling asleep during one session because I was just so exhausted. I love the world of Cyberpunk though. I fucking love it. It's so cool. And I really want to revisit that. I GM'd a campaign of Monster of the Week, which is a little Powered by the Apocalypse system, which is really, really fun. I said to the players, because I did it in person, and I said to the players, I'm going to do this entirely improv. Like, I had an idea for a monster, and we just went. Which came to a lot of bullshit, but it was very, very fun. It was very fun and very funny, because it also meant that I hadn't made up a world, and I fully let the players just be like, oh yeah, there's this thing. Because I was like, okay, you're in a small town in Oregon. That's it. That's all we get in terms of setting. And it was just like, they needed rope for something. And it was just like, yeah, we're gonna go down to the boat rope place, owned by the boat rope family, who are like the big family in town. And I was just like, let's run with this.
The boat rope family who do boat rope.
Family who made boat rope. It was just so off the fucking wall. I had such a fun time with that. Oh, and I had some really good players. And they, the only thing I ever planned for that was the finale, because it was like, I need to bring this to a head. And I'm gonna have a finale. I'm gonna have a good, clean ending for everybody. I got at least one player to cry.
Well done.
Yeah, it was a really, really good time, and a lot of crazy shit happened, and I accidentally named the big villain after the author of the book. I accidentally named the BBEG after the exact name of the guy, because here's the thing is, I only had PDFs of the Monster of the Week thing, so I hadn't ever seen the cover until my flatmate brought his copy, and I was like, wait a fucking second, that's it. Oh no! Because I named him after a completely different character from a show I was watching at the time, because I just pulled a name.
Yeah. I
was like...
Oh, but the name was also the guy that wrote Call of Cthulhu. Not Call of... Yeah, not Call of Cthulhu. Monster of the Week.
Yeah. And I've played Lancer very recently. I very recently completed a pre-written campaign of Lancer, which is it's quite strategic, very strategic heavy. but I got to play a drunken hillbilly in a mech suit, and it was.
I mean, that's pretty sexy.
Fucking awesome. Lancer is a good system, so long as your game master lets you take things slow at the start, because it can be a lot of shit thrown at you. Like it's the kind of RPG where I have to have the reference documents open on the other monitor.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's a good time. And also, giant robots! Who doesn't love being a giant robot?
Fuck yeah!
So I've played... That's 6 systems. Oh, and City of Mist, of course. Where I've been both a player and... Yeah, apart from D&D, I've just realized it's the only game where I've been both a player and a game master. Because I've never been a player for
Well, I guess we can change a bunch of that at some point.
So I've played 7 systems.
Nice.
And I would like to play more. I have plans. I've picked up a number of little RPGs. I do want to see if I can get my hands on the books for Kids on Bikes, because that seems like a really good engine for shenanigans.
Fair. I mean, I have always been, partly because Vary loves them, and partly because back, when I was very young and worked in charity shops, the only TTRPG that we really got through in the charity bookshop was White Wolf RPGs. So I've always been like, I quite fancy figuring out what this is about. But it was always extension books. It was never a core book.
That's the thing. You always need the core books.
Yeah, so I'm like, so things like,
or the D&D show.
I'd like to properly play like a full campaign of Vampire the Masquerade. I'd like to learn more about, Werewolf the Apocalypse.
Like, Vampire is such a weird and fascinating world, because there's this whole intricate society thing going on. I'm like, curious.
Yeah, it just seems like a really interesting world.
Same reason I want to play Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
I want to fuck around in that world.
I mean, Shadowrun as well. We were talking about Shadowrun before we turned the cameras on, and like that looks like such a fun world. I love the blending of technology and magic type things.
Like, we're doing weird shit.
Speaking of which, I recently watched the first season of Arcane, and hot damn, that's a good show.
Really good. Second season's still really good. I have finally watched all of it.
Very excited.
It's good shit. I regretted not doing a full rewatch, but
I mean, I'm just like,
it'd have been too long since I'd
seen it. Only...
Wait, who are a couple of these people? took me a second.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And I mean, it's a big world, like Well,
that's the thing, is they've also they've cobbled it together out of, like, because I don't play League of Legends.
Neither.
I go outside.
I touch grass. Fuck you.
You don't play League of Legends either, don't you? Pretty butthurt.
I mean, I don't, but I still think it's a bit rich. Like, I don't play League. I touch grass.
No, I play Warframe, which means I spend just as much time in front of my computer, but I'm not as sweaty. Nothing like as sweaty. Because Warframe PvP is for a very small group of psychopaths.
Fair. I played one 2 sessions of Warframe with you, and I had fun.
Yeah, that's our most viewed video. Still.
That's still funny.
It's very funny.
Oh well, it's fine.
Try it again. Which I think maybe we should talk about, right, just because we're kind of dancing around at least 2 of the things that we want to talk about. Should we talk about what we're planning to do next year? And then get back to sort of the year in retrospect.
Sure. I mean, fuck it. We came here without a structure. Why start one now? Let's go.
Yes, that's the first thing we're going to do next year. We're going to keep not having a structure.
Exactly. How would we engage in structure?
It is all bullshit all the time. That is all we're here for. That is all we're going to do.
We do not engage in organized fun.
Exactly.
Only disorganized fun.
Disorganized, chaotic bullshit fun.
A disorganized sadness. It's mandatory.
All my homies hate structure. This post was made by Anarchy Gang. which is like 5 guys in a room all saying that they don't want to associate with each other and form a structure. That's the
Inadvertently,
gang.
they form a shape. Inadvertently, they form an equilateral shape.
Yeah.
And the whole,
We
the
don't
whole
want to form a
concept comes
society with
crashing
you,
down.
says Anarchy Gang.
Right. So
Yeah.
no. In the new year, we want to do some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause like we enjoy doing this. You know, it's not either of our full-time jobs. This
Oh,
is
and
a
it never
nice
will be.
hobby that we enjoy. No, exactly. I don't think we're ever. I don't think we're gonna get that famous. Like, damn.
We're not really doing this for money. We're doing this to hang out and do bullshit and make stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And we like making stuff. So, that being the case, we might want to do a little bit more of that. Just a little bit more, though, you know.
Tiny bit.
So, one of the things we like to do is we like to bring back Jonathan's. Which side are you on? You're on that side. Jonathan's Friday night streams.
Except they might be a little different. I do want to finish the game I was working on. I really do. I know that the GMTK jam kind of kicked my ass, and then I didn't touch anything since. But I do want to finish that project. It's just that my Friday nights have been completely. It's been the one day off I've had for everything else, because my company's doing a lot of shit right now, and I need to work on things. But I'm gonna finish that game, and then Chris is actually gonna start joining me on Friday evenings, because we are planning on doing some more gaming stuff, because we both like video games, and we both like playing video games, and we both like talking about video games.
Hello. Everybody, it's my wife!
Yay!
Everyone's favourite character in these streams!
Yay! you're, because of the way I've cropped things, that was just like a sliver of forehead.
It's just a sliver of forehead because of the way he's cropped the screens. So you could it's like peeking across
Just
my
gonna
face.
headbutt him.
She's away now.
She's away.
Thank you.
We love you,
Love
Mary.
you.
That's Chris.
Jay loves you too.
That's Chris is in his recording cupboard. But yes, so
It's a cute recording cupboard.
it is. I believe, like we were just talking about Warframe, but I believe the original idea was that Chris and I were going to we're going to do a playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
Because it's a
That's a plan.
It's a fucking good game, and he hasn't played it before. I just pointed at myself.
Nope.
He hasn't played it before. I've played it. I've done 2 full playthroughs. Chris hasn't played it before, and he's going to get a machine that can actually run it.
Yes, and I would really, really like to play the Ranger because I love Rangers.
And they're getting my favorite Ranger subclass in.
So we're like,
getting Swarm Keeper.
fate.
I want to do the 12 Bears run at some point.
Silly.
It's brilliant. I wanted to like rock up to the final boss and you're just 12 bears that are there to they're like, what up? Bam. Just fuck shit up.
What up? 12 bears.
It's just 12 bears. There is no hero of the realm. It's just 12 bears have wandered into Baldur's Gate and are fucking shit up. But no, we're gonna do a playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3. When that's gonna happen, very much technology dependent. But yeah, we're gonna do some more gaming stuff. Some Baldur's Gate. We're gonna do a Baldur's Gate 3 campaign. I might try and get Chris to play some more Warframe. Switch things up, and we can see the Warframe perspective from the beginner as opposed to the person with like 700 hours in it.
Yeah.
And
we have a variety of other games that we, really like playing together.
Yeah.
That we're gonna give a go.
I really wish that we had a way to stream Star Wars Battlefront 2.
That would be great because I fucking love that game.
And the PC.
I mean, obviously,
PC port wasn't.
It was at its
weird.
Yeah, it was at its best on the PS2, and
Yeah.
I don't think they do capture cards for PS2.
I mean, I think they do. It's just getting one would be a fucking nightmare in this day and age. Also means I'd have to hook up a PS2 in here.
That's
and we'd
fair,
have to work
that's
out
fair.
PS2 internet.
That would be hilarious. I'm not gonna lie, that would be the funniest bit.
Possible anymore. Like, I don't think they just piggyback onto the fucking Switch service and be like, yo, somehow we are a relic from the old times. I don't know how we got here either. Just rocking up, you and me like Le Visiteur. It's playing Star Wars. Put my shotgun like a man.
Just like
bunga, bunga.
You're just like, how is it running? Again!
Again! Oh, that's a reference to
That is a niche French joke.
Fuck yeah. But yeah, so we're gonna do some gaming stuff on Friday nights. Back on the Mondays, however, I believe, Chris, you have a big plan.
I have a big plan. So, the big plan, we were like, oh, we'll do it at the start of the year. And then Vari and I, through the great and fabulous modern day medium of dead relatives, acquired sufficient funds to go on our honeymoon. So we're going on our honeymoon 3 years after we got married. You know, because that's the millennial dream. And when I come back, which is going to be in April time, we want to do another campaign. Talking about doing more systems, this time it's my turn, so I am going to run a game this time, and Jonathan shall be a player. And we're going to play a game of Blades in the Dark.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be great. Barry says you always have to do the voice. You always have to specifically go. It's Blades in the Dark.
See, I am so looking forward to this because he told me about this months ago. I've been so looking forward to this because and in preparation I may have binged through the entire Adventure Zone arc and almost all of the Outside Extra Oxventure Blades in the Dark stuff. I think I've actually.
It's a great system, and I haven't watched the Adventure Zone one, or listened to it. Sorry,
it's actually very good for learning the systems because, none of them know it.
Okay.
None of them know it. It's a first time roll for all of them, and they're doing like sort of, and some of that there are some quite mechanical players on there. Like Griffin McElroy can be quite a mechanical player, and then just trying to listen to Justin McElroy try and do voices because he just doesn't do them, and it's great. It's like, hi, this is an NPC. His name is Justin. He has my voice. And he does that like 3 fucking times. When he's just like, I'm so done with your shit.
I mean, that sounds delightful fun, I have to say.
It's very fun.
But yeah, so in the grand scheme of, fairness and equality, we're taking turns. So Jay ran an absolutely stunning City of Mist campaign, which we loved and we cried and it was beautiful. So now I have to follow that up with a Blades in the Dark campaign, which might make people cry for all of the wrong reasons. We will see.
I think
Could happen.
If we're trading like for like, I'm gonna get axed.
Yeah.
And it's Blades in the Dark. It's very in favor of that, which is why I have 2 character concepts.
Of course you do. Of course
I do.
I would be shocked if you didn't.
I make character concepts like breathing.
We've made so many classes now. It's just like, it's hard to make a stop.
Well, that's the other thing we've done over the year is we spent a lot of time in our little D&D home brewery. We've made 3 different culinary subclasses. We made the genuinely really threatening and really cool sand druid.
Yes.
Yeah. We did the first half of a series of a couple of videos that we have not followed up on, which is where we made a spell of every level.
Oh fuck yeah! That.
I think we did cantrip to 5th. So we got most of them.
It's fine.
Yeah.
And the fun thing is we've had people actually play some of the classes that we've made.
Yes, I have personally had feedback from someone playing our profanity bard, which was like one of the first things we made, and he was just like, yeah, no, this was so much fun. I think I probably annoyed my DM a lot with how much I was swearing, but it was really good. And I have a player in my own home game campaign who is playing, admittedly, he's only got 1 level in it at the minute, but he's playing the Infernal Domain Cleric that we made, the Demon Devil Cleric.
It's just like, that's beautiful. That's
amazing.
Like, yeah, it's weird for me because I'm from an arts background, and there's a degree to which if you are doing something and you are making stuff, there needs to be, like recognition for it, but also like you do it because you love it, and to watch other people love what you make,
oh my god, it's the
and
best feeling
want to take part, it's such a good feeling.
Oh my god, like,
so yeah,
put that shit in my fucking veins.
It's the reason why so many people in the arts, it's the reason why working for exposure is a meme. It's because
it's like, I need something.
Yeah, like you're doing it for the love of it.
Yeah, we've made artificers with bread, we've made bards with stew, and we made a whale into a war crime.
We did make a whale into a war crime. We took a long time making that whale into a war crime.
It took 3 streams, which included, I think, like a week off and me doing an FTL stream because I was on my own.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was.
But
so
we
good.
also made Yu-Gi-Oh monsters into D&D monsters.
I wanted to do more of that.
It's very good fun.
Yeah.
It's very good fun. Like in terms of D&D stuff, this has been a great year. We have just had a blast, and that's not even counting the fact, like the first half of that's all stuff we've made in just like the second half of the year.
Yeah.
Because the first half of the year was all City of Mist.
Yeah, it was City of Mist until like May.
Something like that. Like May coming up June.
Yeah, we had some good players on that. We had all of the sort of the after show stuff and some mechanical things on my Patreon.
Yep.
Speaking of which, all of the D&D homebrew stuff that we have made is available completely for free on the Patreon. You do not have to pay for it.
Yeah.
All I would ask is that if you use it, send me a message on something and tell me what you thought. I don't care if you hate it. In fact, no, I do care if you hate it. I want to know if you hate it. Because I'd like,
yes,
all feedback is usable feedback.
Absolutely.
And I just want to know if people are playing with our stuff, man. We made all these toys. Can people play with them?
Please.
Now, as far as the stream is concerned, I think that's kind of our main plans, is the Blades in the Dark campaign and the gaming stuff on Fridays. And if it makes you guys feel better, once Blades in the Dark is over, I have already got like 3 different things lined up for when I take back over. Because I am a menace to society. But yeah.
That is one way to describe you.
We do also have, I think, some personal plans that we're putting into effect. More sort of just like us as individuals and sort of as creatives, because both Chris and I are in wildly different but similar creative fields.
Yeah.
And we're both unemployed. Sorry, my brain.
Both employed also in things that are not our creative fields.
Yeah, which is why I currently smell like a grease fire. And I'm so glad that the internet
it's why I'm currently in a tiny box talking to strangers.
He's in his little box talking to the strange voices.
The voices say nasty things to me. Oh no!
I have talked about the Patreon. It's not really a source of income for me. It's just sort of I make a lot of stuff, and I would like some financial recognition for it, because it's good. But I am going to be sort of revamping my Patreon and actually putting much more regular content up on there for money. So there's gonna be some little changes. Basically, I'm sticking with my previous setup, which is a $5 a month and you get everything, because the tiered system is cool, but I can't really think of how I would prioritize things.
That's fair.
I mean, I'd love it if people paid me a $10 a month to have this stuff, but I don't think they should. They should give me a $5. There's a reason why the top tier of my Patreon is like the highest number they let me put in. And it's just sort of a, holy shit, what are you doing with this much disposable income? Because it's like 40 grand a month.
I mean, you know what? You've got, if you want a sugar daddy, you have to put the feelers out there.
If somebody signs up for that and gives me 40 grand in a month, I don't know what I'd do with that. I know exactly what I'd do with 40
Pretty
grand.
life changing. Yeah.
I mean, I think I'd shit myself first.
I'd make 4 shows. But yeah, no. So you've got the Patreon,
yeah.
revamp. There's also
Sorry, I was gonna keep talking.
Oh, you keep talking.
There are two things that are going to be going up on that Patreon. At the end of the month, as in on the last day of each month, I am going to be releasing a full chapter of my first book. I started writing it in 2020 during the pandemic because, hey, we all needed something to do. It is and I released it originally on my website, which does still exist. I just don't do anything with it. And I took all of it off the website ages ago because I was rewriting it. It is an urban fantasy kind of detective story set in Glasgow, and it's all about sort of. It's called Small Gods at the moment. I'm waiting to see if there's a lawyer that's going to kick my ass about that. But it's about sort of the little things people believe in being personified. And then someone starts murdering them. So, I'm going to find out why, I'm going to find out who. I'm going to find out fast. So I'm going to be releasing chapters of that at the end of each month. These chapters are, of course, edited by Chris, because I need somebody to bounce the shit off of. The hope is, and this is slightly more pipe dreamy, the hope is eventually that I will be able to publish it as a whole ass book. Because I've been writing this thing for 4 years now, with some gaps in the middle, because I wrote another book in the middle there.
Yeah, you did write 2 books in 4 years.
I've written 2 books. And this is the revamp of the first one, and it is going to be so much bigger. God. I'm going to try and get it. I'm going to try and get a full first draft and submit it to Unbound, who are a crowdfunding platform specifically for books, and hopefully get some stuff there. Because I'd like to have it published. I'd like to have a book. Because I wrote the fucking thing. The other thing that's going to be going up is I have a little side project that I have been working on, which is actually relevant to my job as director of Old Alliance Games. I have been working on a secondary side project, which for now is laboring under the name of Project Starlight, and has been sort of gestating for a while. This is kind of like the bigger thing that would expand the universe if I thought there'd be stars. We've been talking a lot, myself and Florence, on our website and on the YouTube channel about kind of the wider universe that is in this, because I've done a lot of world building somehow, and I'm currently
he just
building.
Doesn't stop writing.
I really, I mean, apart from the last 3 months, but I have been building a paper prototype for this. So basically, I want like testing out the mechanics without any kind of digital input, and I want to document that. So there will be, in the middle of the month, roughly, there will be a sort of a little dev diary thing that comes out of, hey, here's what I've been working on, here's what the state is at, here's the progress, here's kind of how I'm doing things, and that's going to be, that's going to also be on the £5 tier. So if you're interested in my game development and my process and me swearing at little cardboard things, then yeah, that will all be there. Like, there's going to be plenty of stuff there. Also, we're also probably going to do another kind of after show thing for Blades in the Dark that's going to go up on that.
Absolutely.
Blades in the Dark doesn't have a mechanic for, well, it does, depending on how you want to do it. It's not quite the same as the geeking out over the credits that City of Mist had, but it does have a sort of a, hey, here's your downtime, here's your after shit. But that's up to Chris for discussion. But we will be doing that, so that will also be there weekly during the Blades in the Dark campaign. So there's gonna be a lot of shit kicking around. There's gonna be a lot of shit.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, that's my plan. And of course, just keep following All Alliance Games on all the various social media things for any updates about what's happening there, because we should have a demo for I Thought There'd Be Stars out by the end of this month. Like, we are so close, gang. We are so close, and I will be sending out messages daily to every single person I know, being like, please wishlist it, put it in your fucking library. It'll be free. I beg you. Give me numbers, because if people wishlist it and if they, play it and put down sort of time into it and they download the free demo, that gives me so much data that I can then take to the money men and go, please give me the money to finish this. And basically you will be, okay, this might be a threat. You will be responsible for my career as a game developer. That may or may not be a threat.
No pressure, guys.
Please do it. Please do it. My entire future kind of does depend on this. But yeah, that's kind of my plans for the next year. Knowing me, there will inevitably be something else that comes up where I'm like, this is a good idea. But that's kind of my plans to release as a creative. What about you, Chris? What you got coming? Apart from
obviously, yes, apart from my honeymoon, which will be the nice relaxing bit of my year, and having a full-time job and doing all this shit. Also doing the show, guys. I did a show last year with a friend of mine. A show that she'd written called Milk on the Side, a barista musical. We did one show at the Glasgow Comedy Festival last year, and we oversold, which was delightful. Made our money back and some, which is very unusual for a small theatre show.
Sad I missed that one.
So, I know, it was delightful. You're gonna need to come and see it the next time.
Yeah, please.
We're doing it again at the Glasgow Comedy Festival. We're going to do 2 nights at the Glasgow Comedy Festival, which we've only learned after we booked the 2 nights that that's not really a thing you do at the Glasgow Comedy Festival. Ooh. But fuck it, we're going to give it a go. And then we are going to do the Edinburgh Fringe in August with the same show, and potentially also going to tour the show to Brighton and Buxton Fringes. Going to have a look, but it just means it's going to be a real busy year. Because why not do that and have a full-time job and be doing the streaming? 2 years after I recovered from the worst burnout of my life. We're going to have a great time, gang. We're going to have a great time. It's going to be good.
So I think it is safe to say that for the coming year, both of us, in many myriad ways, are truly back on our bullshit. We are doing things that are wonderful and creative and probably so detrimental to our mental health, but it'll be worth it.
Absolutely. We're here for the real dream of killing yourself for your dreams. That is what it means to be alive.
And now a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp. We have not been sponsored.
I feel like that was even more on the nose than just saying capitalism.
Just like, get therapy.
I was going to say this is far more the definition of hustle culture. This is, you're not allowed to have hobbies and nice things. You have to monetize your hobbies. If you enjoy it, you have to try and push it out to the world and make money out of it, because otherwise it's worthless.
Well, it's less that it's worthless and pointless. It's more that we fucking broke. we broke, and we would like to be able to make money from the things we love, because then it means we do the things we love.
Yeah. Absolutely. Rather than the things we're currently making money at, which is, you know, jobs.
Yeah,
But
jobs
that's,
and money and things that
you
make my
know.
legs hurt.
Yeah. I'm like, you know, we have both done Poor and Hungry at this point, in pursuit of, you know, trying to make a career out of the thing that we, you know, have qualifications in and worked for and continue to work for. Yeah.
We are artists,
And now
and
we're
we
just
have
gonna
starved.
keep doing it. We are artists and we have starved. But it's fine because my wife brought me dinner. So it's okay.
Woo! I had to steal dinner from my workplace.
Yes, that's fair. See, I don't work in food anymore, so I'm like,
Good.
although even when I did, it wasn't dinner food. It was donuts, and you can't live on donuts
can't live
alone.
on
I've
donuts
tried.
alone.
It's grim.
But I did get to make myself my own fish and chips.
That's
at work,
cute.
which is
You
good.
make a nice fish and chips.
It was alright. It's not the best I've had, but decent quality fish, and halfway decent batter. So you know what? It was nice, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I take my fish and chips
that's
very
alright.
seriously.
Chef was cute.
Hey, you gotta take something seriously in your life.
Aye, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So yeah.
Just realized in this lighting, my hair looks really brown and your hair looks really ginger, which is quite funny.
Might also be the shirt I'm wearing.
It's fair.
Yeah. So it's been a long fucking year, folks.
It has been a long year, but we've had a great time.
Yeah,
So
and we're gonna keep doing it.
let's yeah, absolutely. We want to keep doing it, but in the general spirit of retrospectivity, and because I made up that word, and you know, celebrating what we've done, let's ask some questions. So, Jonathan, my questions for you are twofold, and you can obviously ask them back to me. First question is, what is your favorite Pokemon stream that we have done this year?
Oh,
Now, to-
favorite Pokemon streams. Let's look at the ones that were this year. So I have the
So
YouTube
we
channel
did.
open because we've done a few.
As do I. We did ranking dumbass object Pokemon.
That was quite fun. That was a good.
That
time.
was.
We've done quiz
We had
reality and the
Very
fancy,
Honey's Pokemon quiz.
We did the Fancy Cup Showdown. The Fancy Cup Showdown wasn't great because
No, I think
we got slightly screwed over there by
we
Showdown systems.
thought it would be more fun than it ended up being.
Actually, I think my favorite was the last one we did. Not the last part, but just us talking
The
mad
Legends on their
shit
own
on
lunchtime.
legendary Pokemon was so
pretty fun.
much fun.
I mean, yeah, and they have the
I
advantage
said
of
some
being
pretty
very
derogatory
hype.
things about what would be Pokemon religions. Because it was
Yeah.
yeah.
That was very fun.
It was
I will
really
grant
good.
you that was very, very fun, especially as we managed to, you know, pretty well unanimously agree that Sword and Shield suck. Everything else is pretty good, like, you know, pretty good to great.
Yeah.
You know, nothing else is really below pretty good except Sword and Shield because they suck.
It had that perfect kind of blend of us kind of humor where it's like half of it can go from silly bullshit personifications of things into no, this is an insightful look into design and visual storytelling in a lot of ways. Because as much as we do talk a lot of shit and we are full of shit, we know a lot about these things. Like, but we're both kind of narrative specialists.
We have collectively quite a lot of professional experience in these spheres.
Yeah.
Which is
We come
also
at them
wild to
we
think
come at them
about
from very
sometimes.
different angles, which is great.
Absolutely. Which is great.
Yeah.
So then the second question. So obviously, if your favorite Pokemon stream was the legendary, you know, let's get legendary time. Legends in Our Own Lunchtime, in fact, as I believe you named the
The
streams.
first one was
because
Legends in Our Own Lunchtime. I think the second one was Legends in someone else's lunchtime.
It was, in fact, yes. That's 11 out of 10. We loved it. So, what would be, because, we do two things mainly, but, other things, but mainly we do two things. So what, then, was your favourite D&D themed stream this year?
Ooh, that's hard. That's a little harder, only because there are more of them.
Yes.
And I had a lot of fun with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Monsters the first time, because we kind of beasted through it and did quite a few. Now here's the thing. The favorite stream we did and the favorite thing we made are slightly different. Because
okay.
I really like the Sand Druid. I
Yes.
really, really want to play the Sand Druid. And I want to do that because I think it's such a cool idea, and it's such a good kind of area denial concept. But I don't think that was my favorite stream, because I think I had more fun with the cook. I can't remember. They kind of blend together slightly, but the cookery trio.
Yes, they got very silly, and it was
so
quite
stupid.
delightful. So stupid.
They were so stupid and so wonderful. It's just you and me making horrible kitchen puns while Vary creeps in from the back and calls us both twats.
Yeah.
It's just
it was pretty
great.
good.
It was just an absolute joy. And I do work in a professional kitchen now.
Quote unquote.
Massive bleeding air quotes. It's the least professional kitchen you will ever come across. It's a small room in the back of a pub with 2 fryers and a microwave.
I mean, and that's, pub kitchen is fine. Small pub kitchen is fine.
It's fine when it's not trying to kill me.
Yeah. At least it's not, fucking some of the daft shit you see on, fucking Gordon Ramsay kitchen nightwears and shit.
At least I'm not. Well, I don't know. At least I'm not a line cook on my feet for 12 hours going fucking mad at it. I do get to sit down sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Life could be worse.
Yep. Yeah. That's. I mean, on that counter, what has been your favorite Pokemon stream, and what has been your sort of, if you can kind of call it to mind, do you have any favorite kind of Pokemon moments that we've had on those streams? Because we've had some moments and we've said some shit.
We have said some shit. I know, I say so much shit, most of it leaks out of my brain.
Yeah.
I think both my favorite and least favorite Pokemon episode was Vary's quiz, because it just broke my fucking mind. And I hope that she watches this back and sees this, because fuck me. I love my wife. She is the best human being in my entire world. And that quiz personified everything that I love and hate about her.
She is also pure evil.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the fucking problem.
I'm sorry, you married lawful evil.
I did. I can't argue. He's pretty great.
Yeah. Oh god.
So yeah, I'm like that's like the one. That's definitely like the one. Weirdly, I know it wasn't necessarily technically the best stream that we did. Probably actually the worst stream we did this year. But the showdown episode, I really enjoyed some of the things that we found and some of the joy that we found in doing it. I just quite we finished the fight and and the little comebacks from behind and the drama of it.
Yeah, because
I like that.
We drew the teams, and you got a couple of real lucky picks, and I got I think I got one decent one, and then I just got dog shit, and we still and it was still made a fight of it.
It was I really enjoyed that
going,
about it.
Fuck, how am I gonna do this?
It's just some real stupid shit.
Eviolite, baby.
Funny. So yeah, I enjoyed that. I did enjoy that. I'm not gonna lie.
We should do more showdown stuff.
I think we maybe need to like finesse how we do it. But,
Yeah,
like,
we need to come up with it. Wait, no, Chris, but that's structure. That's coming up with structure.
No!
Our disestablishmentarian
I think just maybe like. Yes, I know, right? We might, but no, we're anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Fuck. Yeah, they say we don't like disestablishment. See, disestablishment, we don't like it.
Yeah. See, this is the problem though, because I picked Edelgard and Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Oh,
I want to burn down the establishment with my own establishment.
Oh, we're gonna have words
show me
about
on the
that
doll
one.
where I'm wrong.
We're gonna have fucking words about that one. Fire Emblem Three Houses is a really fucking good game, and it has sparked a number of arguments.
Yes, it has.
Among other people.
Well, also between us, I'm fairly sure.
A couple of times.
Definitely between Barry and I.
You and I have had some lively debates.
You defend some characters that I can't stand.
I think only one. Because I think it was. No, because you had a problem with Raphael, didn't you? Did you? Or was that something
I
else?
do have a problem with Raphael. Yeah, see that look? See that look? That's the argument right there.
You leave my big hungry boy alone. He has done nothing wrong in his entire life, apart from punch all those people to death. Apart from the violent beating, he has done nothing wrong.
He commits the greater crime of being boring.
Oh, but yeah, it's. Oh, we've done
such a good game.
Tell you what, actually, Chris, in terms of gaming, do you know what we really should do?
What?
We should do like a collective XCOM 2 playthrough.
Oh, that would be so good. And XCOM 2 has a multiplayer.
Yeah. I don't know if it's competitive. I don't know if it's competitive.
It's competitive.
Yeah.
It's PvP. So we wouldn't be on the same side. But we could absolutely do some XCOM 2 against each other.
Just you and I each build like 2 and then 3 members of a squad. And you're like we each control half the squad.
Be interesting. Definitely. I mean, I'm well up for that. I was going to say, fucking love XCOM 2.
It's so good.
And you want a game with drama? XCOM 2 has drama. But also, yeah, I still haven't finished my max difficulty playthrough of XCOM 2.
And you never will.
I probably will. In fact, never will.
Dude, I'm going the exact opposite direction. I've just finished my another playthrough of XCOM 2, and now I'm gonna go and play Chimera Squad, which is even easier by its nature, because it basically lets you have a fucking free turn at the start just because you kick the door in.
I mean, that's pretty nice.
Because you're not playing as a guerrilla unit, you're playing as a SWAT team.
Yeah. What I also need to do though in my life, because I still haven't done it, is I need to actually finish the 3rd playthrough of Fire Emblem Fates.
You've never done Revelations?
I've never finished Revelations.
Oh, it's so good though.
Yeah, I need to restart it and play it on easy because I played it on max difficulty because I'm a fucking idiot. I played Birthright on easy.
Yep.
I played Conquest on medium, and now I'm playing. Although, bear in mind, Fire Emblem doesn't have an easy mode, right? It has medium, hard, and very hard. These are the difficulties.
Yeah.
Doesn't believe in easy. And you should always play Fire Emblem on medium, okay?
Yeah.
That's a lesson I've learned. And it's not because difficulty doesn't exist. It's not because difficulty cannot be fun. It's because as soon as you put the difficulty anything above medium, all of the extracurricular stuff becomes impossible. And by impossible, I mean that it takes your average level, laughs at it derisively, triples it, continues to laugh, and then dances on your grave after it's laughed at you. Like, the difficulty spike in all of your extracurricular shit, if you play a Fire Emblem game on anything above medium, is just, it's not difficulty, it's just unplayable. It's like the only way to burn your way through a hard or a very hard mode Fire Emblem playthrough without killing all of your characters that you've leveled and then eventually crushing your playthrough because all of your high level characters are dead, is with DLC packs to get for XP gain.
Which for some of them,
it's the only way.
Which for some of them are not available anymore, because I thought, oh, I'll do some of that because it's nice to have kind of that build up with Fire Emblem Awakening, and then realized that doesn't exist anymore. You cannot get that. Like I have a copy of Fire Emblem Awakening. It's a good fucking game, but you cannot get the DLC anymore.
No, it's all gone. And it's upsetting because Awakening and Fates both had good DLC.
I mean, Fates was kind of built around its DLC because you couldn't get a physical copy of Revelations. Like, that had to be DLC. Like, you had to buy that digitally.
And then,
like I said, I did Child Soldiers in it.
Yeah, the Echoes ones were shite.
Oh, I never finished Echoes.
I enjoyed it, but it definitely suffered from being a much older Fire Emblem game.
It did, and I think the kind of the random battles setup that you get in some of the more kind of open world bits, they got very tiring. They're
very repetitive.
Yeah.
And
very
also
boring
because
like
and because the way
three bandits on a tiny map with no kind of interesting thing, and you just
with
flatten
no
them.
variation.
Like, this is just taking so much time because it's a turn-based strategy game. Everything takes time.
Yeah.
So you gotta be really careful about that.
So yeah, and it's also because of the way it's structured, it punishes certain classes more than others.
Yeah.
So, for instance, trying to play, your kind of heavy armor knight classes is almost impossible because they just can't get across the map quick enough to not get murdered by casters.
And I love having a big chunky general just going dum 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 dum.
Yeah. You can't keep pace with the more nimble units.
Yeah.
And so it just becomes a waste of time, which is a shame.
Yeah.
But again, I'm like, go back and play proper old school, like Game Boy Advance Fire Emblem games. None of that never released in the West nonsense that, the fandom absolutely loves and that we're never going to get. Ignore it. Come back. Play the games that came over to the West. They were the best ones.
Yeah, play Sacred Stones and then play some of the games that are like Fire Emblem, because there's a couple. There's one that's, I think it's still on Humble Bundle as part of a deal. That's called Dark Deity. It's very Fire Emblem light. It's Fire Emblem but not as good, but it's still enjoyable.
Currently playing Wargroove on the Switch. I've just started it up.
Is it good?
It's fun. But also like surprisingly difficult in terms of its challenge, because
I like something's got a bit
it doesn't. Well, because this is the thing. So like the missions themselves are straightforward enough, and it's a very much. I think you'd really like it because actually it's got a, you start from basic and then build up your army on the battlefield type system. It's very much, it's not a you have characters and you level them up and they get stronger as you progress through a story. It's, each fight you start at base and then build up your strength by acquiring resources. So it's fun.
Hang on a second.
But yeah.
So it's a turn-based strategy game where you build up your character's level per battle.
Not quite. More like you build up your army. So
Okay,
like
right. So
you acquire.
okay,
Yeah.
that's.
So you acquire. Yeah.
I was
know.
really worried that I had done it. I was really worried that I was like, oh, I came up with this really cool idea for a game before, and oh fuck, it's been done.
No. So this is more like every turn you acquire gold and you can spend that on newer and better units.
Okay.
It's that idea.
So that's a lot more kind of
because
tower
it's meant to be
defense
more
than that,
kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of
So
building
the
up
resource
your
you're
structure.
managing is. Yeah.
That's right.
So that's yeah. So it's good that way. But yeah, I'm curious to see where it's gonna go.
we might also do that.
Started it.
We might also do that.
It has a
the,
co-op.
We might do something. Well, that's sorry, just an idea that's popped in my head for something we can also do gaming wise. Because for those of you who do not know, back in the pandemic and sort of the years following, I wrote video game reviews in my spare time. I did. I think I made quite a lot of them. I think some of them were quite funny and quite insightful. And it was just sort of like whatever I've managed to pick up off Steam that I've not played. It was kind of like I want to try and get through my library thing. I eventually ran out of Steam on that because I was like, I need to focus on other things, and this is taking way too long. Like I was trying to play a new game every 2 weeks. And some things, like I found some real gems in that. I found some real gems in that. For example, I played a game called Fae Tactics, which is kind of like Final Fantasy Tactics with a little bit of Pokemon in it, with a little bit of kind of magical stuff. It's really good. Really, really good, but I've never seen anyone else talk about it. Yeah, and like I picked a bunch of shit up. But what we might do is like I might just dig something out of the Steam library or the now massive Epic Game Store library and go, hey Chris, I'm gonna play this. Do you want to join in and make snarky comments and just do like an improv review of this?
I mean, I'm always here for that. We basically did that with fucking the Path of Exile.
Oh yeah, that's what we did. You know, there was no cameras on that. I was just Chris and I played Path of Exile as a way to sort of like get together and keep talking. Basically, what eventually turned into this. Man, that game's a bag of wank.
So much wank. Like, really intricate. Carefully designed, poorly written wank. But like, fuck, man.
Oh god, I don't understand how it has such a following and they've managed to get Path of Exiles 2 out.
A sequel?
There's a sequel. Path of Exiles 2 is real. Came out this year.
But it's I just assumed they were gonna live service this shit and just bolt on more stuff all the time.
Even live services sometimes need sequels. I mean, The Division got a sequel. They did a second fucking Overwatch,
yeah, but
which
that was
just
greed.
Overwatch 1, but with the microtransactions put back in.
Yeah, like none of that was necessary though. That was all just greed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna go and check what Path of Exile 2 is like because I didn't like the first one. I don't think the sequel's gonna change my mind.
No, it doesn't.
This is not a Darkest Dungeon situation where I really like the first one, and then everything I've heard about the sequel kind of makes me go.
Give the sequel a go. Very fucking loves Darkest Dungeon 2.
She does, but she also absolutely fucking adored the first one. It from what I heard, it seemed like the things that I really liked about Darkest Dungeon had kind of been removed in part of the streamlining process. I was like,
Fair.
Might also just be the roguelike fatigue talking.
I mean, the roguelike fatigue is real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's we have lived through the era of roguelites.
FTL has got its hooks back in me. Because I've been playing. I was up till 2 a.m. last night playing FTL Multiverse, and I was like this close to managing the true ending. I had got a ship. I had made it badass. Everything was going well. I had beasted my way through like every encounter in the sector without taking any damage, and I'd gotten like a way to do it in less than 5 seconds. Like I was just cutting through people. And then I get to this motherfucker. It's like, okay, this is a big deal. are you ready? And I was like, yeah, I'm ready. Cool.
Ice
It was like I am ready to cross this street and go to work, take one step into the road and get fucking pancaked by a bus.
Fuck's sake, man.
Oh, that game is vicious and I love it. Like, I am not a difficulty guy. I am not the gamer who plays things for high difficulty. Ignore the Kingdom Hearts stream. Ignore all the Kingdom Hearts videos, because I played that on extreme difficulty. That's not even the first time I've done that. I played that on critical difficulty. That's the second time I've done that.
I think, to be fair, sometimes, like, even if you're not a difficulty gamer, because I'm not a difficulty gamer necessarily, but, like, sometimes you find something that's so cozy and that you enjoy so much that you want to add more challenge to it.
Yeah.
Like, I did that with the first Horizon game. I'm not going to do it with the second. I have thoughts on Horizon Forbidden West and the reasons why it's not as good as Horizon Zero Dawn, but I am really enjoying it. But it's also not as good as the first one. But hey ho.
Yeah. So sequels are hard. Sequels are very hard. In general, because you want to like change it so you can make it. You want to make it more, but you don't want to make it more of the same. Most of the time.
Yes.
Because if you make it more of the same, and you're like, this is what the people will like, they go, it's nothing new. Why haven't you innovated? And like, well, what innovations would you like? And they go, wow.
Well, that is the problem. Is
can't
people
ask-
don't know what they want.
No, nobody knows what they want.
No, exactly. Like people say they want, this, that, and the next thing, and half the time what they actually want is they want the same game again. Or, like they want the same game again, but just better in every possible way. And you're like, actually, but people want to innovate and they want to do something different and they want to challenge themselves.
This is the thing, like, this is why I think that I had a great experience with a totally legal version of Pokemon Emerald. Let's call it Sea Glass for the absolute just whimsy, and I'm off my meds.
Subtle.
And I described it as playing Pokemon Emerald with the nostalgia goggles on.
Yeah.
Because that game is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm so happy the developer's doing something new.
Oh, it's going to be so good. And it's a new region. I'm very excited.
Sea Glass was fucking phenomenal. And it was like, it wasn't anything new. There was very little that was new in that version of the game. But it was like, okay, I'm going to take all the shit that was in this original game, because this original game was good, and I'm going to present it in the best possible way. I'm going to polish it.
Yeah.
And
I think, yeah. And that was one of the beautiful things about, like, Sea Glass and, and again, like, a lot of, like, ROM hacks and things like that. It's like getting to take something and just being like, I just want to make this bit better. And there's always, I am a very firm believer that there's always room for, not making something completely new, but just making something that is the best version of itself that it can be, and, appreciating it for that much.
Yeah.
And that's what we want to do with our streams next year. Look at that wrap up.
Wait, are we wrapping up? Are we done?
I mean, we've kind of covered everything.
We've kind of covered everything. We've got like 45 minutes on our usual slot, so.
Yeah, but I'm like, I know. My dinner's getting cold.
That's fair enough. But yeah, that's us. That's been 2024.
That's been the year in retrospective and the plans for the future.
We'll be back in 2025. There's probably going to be a fair amount of solo shit from me at the start. Because Chris will, of course, be off in parts unknown, honeying his moon.
Far better than mooning my honey.
Well, you might be doing that too.
Hey.
No, that's for Christmas. Yeah, we will be back, and we will be doing other stuff. and I hope that you stay here. I hope that you enjoy it, and I hope that you like the things we make.
Yes.
And, tell us. You don't need to give us money. Just tell us you like the things we make.
Yeah.
It's a good
Also, and sign up to his Patreon. Do it for free.
Oh yeah, please
Don't
also
give
do
him
give me money.
He doesn't deserve your money.
Hey!
Just take his shit.
Wait, no! Wait! No! No! My debt! No! Fuck! Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
You know all the social media shit. It'll be all over descriptions.
Aye. Fuck it. Absolutely. Good night.
See you next year.
Bye.